Just to go over the program, every day, Monday through Friday, 1,000 reps. We hit Monday through Thursday. We hit every body part. So we hit 6 regions of the body. We go arms, we go shoulders, we go back, we go abs, we go legs, we go chest. Okay. Fridays, we hit one body part for 1,000 reps. We just burn it out as a reset. Then we take the weekend off. Okay. We did arms week 1. Week 2, we did chest. This Thursday, which would be the end of week 3, or this Friday, will be the end of week 3, we're going to be doing shoulders. So I use 15-pound weights for everything except for my chest. When I do chest, I use a 30-pound weight. So if you have to start with a water bottle, if you have to start with 2 pounds, I suggest, if the exciting part of it is, and you know you have progress, is if you can't do them at first with a heavier weight, start with a water bottle, then go to a 2-pound weight, go to your local sports store, buy that, and then as you progress, don't buy any more than just the one. So when you go from your 2, then you have to go buy a 4 or a 5, whatever comes next in the cycle that they sell. Now I know they have an 8, then a 10, and then it usually goes by 5s after that. But if you can do that, just that motivation of seeing those sit there, and then if say you're having a rough day and you're hurting or struggling, don't not do it. Just scoot back one. You know, if you're usually using an 8, go back to a 5. As long as you're doing and you're getting the reps in, that's what counts. So if you're there today, I hope you're working out. We're going to talk about each day. Take a couple different topics because I like to talk about different things that are going on in the world. But today we're going to talk about certainty and uncertainty in why we stay in bad positions. So let's hit those arms first though. 50 reps. Okay, 50 reps with the arm. So I was thinking the other day about my wife's a school teacher, and the school is an absolute disaster. I would say the leader's bad, but there isn't even a leader. It is just absolutely horrendous place to work. Every teacher is waiting. They're counting down the number of years that they have before they can retire. So their whole life's mission is to bypass 10 years to get to the retirement part, just so they don't have to deal with this crap anymore. And I'm thinking, why don't they just leave? Why don't they go do something different? And it comes down to certainty. It's just like if somebody is abused in a relationship or something, where the certainty of what is happening on a daily basis is less painful than the uncertainty of leaving. And I say this because I teach online, so I can do whatever I want to do at any point in time, work from anywhere. We bought a mobile home, and I want to start traveling the country year round to get my wife a job teaching. But even though that her position sucks, the certainty to know that you have that job, of what you're doing every day, the certainty of the people you're around, you're certain of being treated poorly. It is actually more painful for some people to change what they're doing into that uncertainty, even if it is way better. So think about yourself. Are you not making a change because you feel comfortable in the certainty of the situation and you're scared of the uncertainty, even if it could be something better? It sounds kind of crazy, but a lot of people are stuck in the positions that they're in, and they would love to be able to move, but that uncertainty it's got a grip on them. At least they know. It's like selling your house and moving. Even if you hate where you live, you at least have some certainty of what's going to happen on a daily basis. Even if you don't like it, it's still certain. And it seems like as humans, we need to have that certainty. And then we have some people. Good morning. Thank you, bud. So, and then we have some people, I would say myself included in this, that crave uncertainty. So you have people that will die for certainty. They have to have, even if it's a bad situation, they need that certainty of every day. It's that 9 to 5 mentality. I hate my job. I hate everything about it. But I'm in a groove and it's certain. I'm certain what it's going to be. Even though that it's painful, they'll stick with it. Where there are some people that crave uncertainty because that certainty drives you crazy. And it's complete boredom. So if you're one of those kind of people, do you crave certainty or uncertainty? I crave uncertainty because I love that adventure part of it. I could sell my house and move and do something completely different tomorrow. And it'd be exciting for me. Could it be a disaster? It is. It could, but that's what makes it exciting. And it wouldn't be because I know what I want. But I'm just saying, there are people that will stick with a job for 30 years, hate it, but they're certain that they have it. Our lives are so short and so precious. Are you going to live in a certain trap of just being miserable, or take that risk of uncertainty and go do something with your life? I want you to think about that. Let's get our backs done. So we talked about certainty and uncertainty. The other one I want to talk to you about is, I get all this from where my wife, just like being stuck in a job like that, and people who gossip all the time. Think about where you work or people around that gossip all the time. Why do they do that? Because they're looking for certainty that they have. So people, that is so paper thin, those friendships and that, because as soon as you leave the room, you're going to be the one that they're talking about. Okay? So stay away from those kind of people, because they're just as fast to stab you in the back as anybody. They're even worse because they pretend like they're your friends, but they're really not your friends. So if people are gossiping and talking about other people, because you attract whatever you put out in the world. If you throw a bunch of negativity out there, by law and nature, negativity has to come back to you. It's like a bouncing ball. Some people will say it's karma. It's just, that's what happens. If you throw positivity out there, positive things are going to come back to you. Okay? It just depends on how you want to live your life. Time for chest. So when we do chest, I always do 30 pounds because I'm a little bit stronger in my chest. 15 is not enough. You pick whatever works for you. Just as long as you're doing it. Get her done. So our main topic today is about certainty and uncertainty. We're talking about, think about in your life, is there something that you're sticking with? Something you're sticking with that is you hate, but it gives you certainty? Because a lot of people aren't thinking about this. Is there a job that you hate? Is there a relationship, a friend, something you're in that you hate, but at least you're certain I have a friend. You're certain I have a person I'm living with, a spouse or whatever. But it's terrible. You're certain about that job. How about your body? You know, is your identity, you think if you're overweight, that's just my identity, that's who I am. It gives me certainty. I don't want to change it because I'm certain, and you make up so many excuses. Well, then I have to buy new clothes, and I have to do this, I have to do that. I say search out the uncertainty in life and go after those things. That doesn't mean you just jump off the cliff and do something like that, but step out one little thing, something that you're not very certain about. If it's a little side job, if it's working out, if it's making friends with somebody new, maybe not going out with those same people every Friday night, getting hammered and then being sick for the whole weekend, or people that are talking negative, that gossip group that you're afraid, if I don't show up, they're going to be talking about me. Christ, they're talking about you no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. Step into something that's uncertain. You're not sure about it, because that's where all the joy in life is to me. Learning something new, not being in that rut all your life. Let's get our abs. Yeah. Guess we do got to work out and stuff talking. If you can't do all 50 at once, take a break. Just don't quit. I don't know what's worse, doing the abs 50 or doing the squats 50, but I'm telling you what, if you go with this workout, so if you're just new to this, what we're doing 1,000 reps every day of the week, taking Saturday and Sunday off. Monday through Thursday, we hit every body part just like this. Last one we have is our legs. That'll be the end of round 1, 3 rounds, then plus an extra 100 at the end. Fridays, we take one body part and we just hammer it to hell with 1,000 reps. We did arms week 1. Week 2, we did chest. This week, Friday, this week we're doing our shoulders. 1,000 reps. So we'll have about 5 different exercises, and then we'll do 3 rounds of it, and then we'll do an extra 100 at the end. Your choice of whatever one you want to do. They said our last, so we're going to go for 3 months. And I want you to just think about this, just logically. If you do nothing, you'll be right where you're at, or maybe worse, you'll be slipping, because you never stay still. You're either going up or you're going down. But at 5,000 reps a week, for the month, 20,000, over 3 months, 60,000 reps. Do you think that you're going to be able to remain the same after 60,000 reps? Not a chance in hell. You have nothing other than to be traveling upwards if you do 60,000 reps. I work with young kids. I have a soccer academy. I've been doing this for 30 years. We work ball skills, and it's repetition, repetition, repetition. After they do something, 10,000 times, it just happens. So we need to be able to get to that point where we do things so many times, it just looks like magic, and people will be like, well, you're just lucky. Nah, there is no luck in life other than the luck you make, and you make it through repetition. You do things over and over and over again behind the scenes when nobody's looking. So when you're in public, you look like you're lucky, you look like you got amazing talent, but they don't see the 10,000 hours that you spent behind. Same thing with these workouts. When somebody sees you, like, whoa, you've good genetics, you're not. Bullshit. You could be, I could be easily 300 pounds. I weigh about 170. After my back surgery, I was at 205. I felt like absolute hell. But trust me, if you're some guys, myself, I can put fat on so damn fast. I can eat something and feel it. Same thing though, taking it off. You can, it'll come off. Let's do our calves while talking. It comes off easy. Some people it doesn't. If you're a hard gainer, you're probably also a hard loser. Main thing is just don't quit, and don't base your life on what other people say or what they think or what they want for you. Too many people live their lives based on what family members say. Too many people live their life. Imagine living your life based on what somebody else, like you're like a robot and you're always worried. I wonder what they say. What are they thinking? Most of the time, to tell you the truth, they're not thinking about you at all. They got enough damn problems in their life. You're not on their mind. I don't believe people actually go around. You do it? If you do it, you got something wrong with you. If you're worried, and a lot of people, it's like if the people would put the same amount of worry and attention into themselves as they do other people with their gossip and this and that, they could have a damn good life. But honestly, overall, people aren't walking around worried about everybody else. So don't worry about what they say or think, because a lot of times we are who we think other people think we are. What's that mean? Other people, we become that person that we think other people think we are. So basically, they may think we're red, but they think we're blue. So that's our belief system. And they're not nothing to do. They may actually like you, but you think they don't like you. So what's true? Not liking you, because that's what your belief system is. So why even put that crap in your head? Yeah. Overall, there's only one person that you need to be able to make happy, and that's you. So if you're happy, you can spread that to everybody else. If you're a miserable, nasty human being, what the hell are you going to spread to everybody else? Happiness? It's so common sense. If you're you feel miserable, nasty, depressed, and horrific inside, you're not going to go out there being nice to everybody. But if you feel good about yourself, you're disciplined, you feel like you're proud of yourself, you're going to go out and spread that in the world. So look at people that are spreading hate and fear and nastiness. That's internal to them. They're just sharing what they have. So stay the hell away from them.
You should understand that you are so much better than you know. I'm like, damn, let me show you the way, let me show you your path. I know you can do it, you understand that you can do so much more than you can express. But there is one problem, mess up in your head, let me show you.
So I want you to think about this too. Think about how you're feeling today and how you're reacting to other people. If you do your workout in the morning and you feel proud of yourself because you've done it, that pride and that discipline and everything is going to travel throughout your day. That's why I like to work out in the morning, because you have accomplished something that 99% of the population will not even attempt. How are you going to treat other people? If you feel good inside, you're going to treat other people. So, that being said, if people are not treating you well, don't take it personally, because they're dealing with their own shit inside them. That's the problem. So if somebody's going around spitting hate everywhere, especially at your workplace, they're hurting inside. That has nothing to do with you. They're just looking for somebody to dump their crap on, just to dump it, like a dump truck. People hold all this stuff up inside and they just want to dump it on somebody to make themselves feel good. That's just disgusting to me. So if somebody's dumping crap on you, just walk away. Just get away from people. There are some people that you just have to eliminate. Sometimes it's family members, sometimes it's friends, it's people just, and if you can't eliminate them and you still have to be around them, just limit your time and just keep your mouth shut. Because a lot of them are just trying to egg you on. They want you to say something just so they want you to feel the way they feel, so it justifies them. Ten more. So if you're joining me in doing this, maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm stronger than that, I can do different weights. When I started this workout, when I designed this, I struggled. I could not do 50 reps, even though I was in pretty decent shape. I could not do 50 reps with 10 pounds on any of the exercises. I get to maybe 30, and I couldn't go anymore. I wouldn't even do the full 1,000. I was doing like 500. But then over time, it's endurance. Are you going to be able to grow like huge muscles like you're lifting under heavy weights? Everybody's body does something a little bit different. Everything that I have is from the light dumbbell weights. I'm not perfect by any means. I could lose a little bit more, but also when it comes down to it, I'm not willing to go an absolute nutcase drive to be able to achieve something. Maybe for one time, but I'm not going to fast. I'm not going to not eat dinner with my family because I'm some craze. Because you're going to cause problems in your family. Maybe breakfast and lunch you can do it your own way, but when it's dinner, eat whatever's there. Just limit it. I don't eat bread, any of that kind of stuff. I definitely don't drink milk. I mean, one of the worst things, I'm using an empty milk carton here just because I dumped it out. Don't eat milk. I don't really eat much dairy at all. I just don't think it's good for you. I also, bread, if you're having problems with your weight, I would say that the number one thing to eliminate is bread. Bread, like those types of things, eliminate it from your body. And I think you're going to see a major change in your health just by eliminating bread. I can't even get into all the bad things about it, but just a high glycemic index, it just turns your insulin, it just turns your body, it takes all those calories, turns it right into fat. Plus I think it's just not good for you. I would definitely try. I don't tell everybody to do anything cold turkey because it typically doesn't work and it backfires. But if you have kids, think about what you're feeding your kids too. I know at our school district, they get free lunch and free breakfast. Now, I'm not sure what the thinking is on this, but my wife's a kindergarten teacher. Every morning, they mandate that every child go to the cafeteria with the option of getting something. Now, let's use some common sense and be logical. If you took 95-year-olds and you walked them past a donut, how many of them are going to say no? Even if you had an app, because their bullshit excuses will be, well, we offered them an apple, we offered them a donut. How many 5-year-olds are going to take the apple and leave the donut? How many kids are not even that hungry, that have already eaten at home, they're double dipping, they're going to take that donut? Every single one. Okay? So imagine a 5-year-old being pumped up in the morning, every single morning, with a donut, with all this sugar and stuff, and then going back and trying to learn. 20 kids jumping all over the place, being poisoned, literally poisoned every morning by the school district. Poisoned. Then they're expected to learn. After they probably already had a sugary thing at home. If you don't know what's going on in your schools, you need to look, because this type of thing, I know it's happening in ours. That's why I'm running for school board again in November. We're going to stop this shit from occurring because we have to start focusing on the kids. I don't know if they get some monetary kickback on their self. I have no idea, but I'm going to find the hell out because this is absolute insanity. Then they ask the teachers, because the kids are so freaking out of control, to get restraint trained. You got to get restraint trained so you can handle these. F you! My wife's not going to get restraint trained so she can wrestle a 5-year-old to the ground because they're all fucking sugared up. You insane? This is the shit that's going on. That's why you got to get involved. If anything you've seen over the last week, you've got to get involved. Get involved in your school. Get involved in your kid's life. Look at what they're watching. Look at if they're on the internet. Look what they're doing. For God's sakes. There are people online and that are absolutely brainwashing our kids. Find out what they're doing. You know, if they're young, take their freaking phone away from them. They can't, even at our school. What do you think? In between, well, we only let the kids have them during, recess, break times, anything like that. You're walking down, they don't even communicate anymore. Get me started on all this crap. Let's get some chest workout in. We're lacking common sense in this country. I think there are a lot of good people, but they just got to start speaking. You got to start speaking up. You can't be silent anymore. Can't be silent. These freaked up people are going to ruin your life and your kid's life. You don't want to do it before it's too damn late. And I can tell you that speaking up will have some impact, because I found out that in our school, our elementary school, they weren't saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. And that just about that infuriated the hell out of me. So in May, at the end of the school year when we were doing the primary, I told every damn voter that came up to me that our school's not saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? And one of the guys who's running again, who's been there 18 years and has slowly watched the decline, helped the decline of the school, was standing there. And to get a little points, well, my wife goes back to school in August. Guess what they're doing in the morning now? They're saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Just because I spoke up and said something. Pissed some people off. I don't give a shit if I piss people off or not. You got to do what's right. If you do what's right and it's in your heart and it's the right thing to do, you can't fault yourself. You can't feel bad because you're doing good, especially if you're doing good for kids. Our kids need patriotism. They need to learn the flag. They need to learn to be together. Togetherness instead of separate. You know, I don't know. It's all common sense type stuff. It wasn't the way that it was back in the 80s whenever I was in school. And we didn't have a lot of these problems. And I know technology, it's messed up. It's absolutely messed up. Get our abs in here. You know, one thing I tell you when you're working out, I found I've heard this before about the focus on the muscle. But when you're doing something, say you're doing your abs, say you're doing your chest, okay? I want you to not just do the chest workout. As you're doing it, I want you to really focus on those muscles. Feel those muscles. Put all your focus on the extension and contraction. I want you to just feel it. Feel it. It will, even if it's the same motion, you will feel more of a pump and more of a workout there. I don't know, just that mind-body connection when you're working out. So anytime if you're doing even curls, I want you to think of your bicep every single time. Think of that contract every single time, and do it both ways. Just think about something else and then do some thinking about that. You're gonna feel it's almost like twice the workout. Just that focus on the muscle. I'm not an exercise scientist, but I've read some things, but and I listen to stuff. But I'm just saying, it just seems that your workouts are a lot harder if you could stay focused. Stay focused. I know I talk too much in these. I do talk a little extra in between because if you are working out with me and you're new, that extra little rest helps. Sometimes I'll go through all 5 if I'm on my own or all 6 without a break in between and just see if I can hammer them all out. So if that's you, go ahead and do that too once you get to that point. If you want to try that one day with a little bit lighter weight, see if you can do all those exercises. If you can't do 50 of those at a time, don't worry about it. If you have to do 10 at a time, Do 10, because if you're not used to doing squats even with no weight, it can just wear you the hell out. And if, let's say your legs are very strong, hold those 15s and do them. Hold 5s and do them. Hold more if you're really, use those 30 pounds, whatever it is, to push yourself. And if you start with those 30 pounds, you get to about 25, you're like, then grab the 15s. If you get down to the last 10, drop those and just do 10 with nothing. Just do the work. Just do the work. That's all that matters. You just got to put the work in and progress. We all have to start from some point. Some people might start further ahead. It's like anything in life. We're not equal going into stuff. Some people may have had a family that had more money, so they started at a different level. But maybe that same person had a very unfit family. So on the financial side, they start right here. Maybe you start here, but maybe it's reversed when it comes to health. Maybe they are down here when it comes to their health, and you're up here when it comes to your health. Same thing with relationships. You know, did you have a bad upbringing with divorces and all that stuff with your parents, or did you have a good stable home? Nobody's at the exact same spot, but you got to start somewhere. You got to start, and wherever you start, you just keep moving forward. In all three of those areas, your body, basically your mind, which I'd say is your career, and your relationships. So you got your body, your career, and your relationships. Those three areas. And then you got the spiritual aspect. I talked a lot about it yesterday, about your soul, about letting it control yourself. Let's get some curls. That's one of my favorite topics to talk about, is the soul, the mind, and the body. Because as you're doing this, it's a perfect example. My body's saying, Mike, the hell are you doing? This hurts, don't do it. And my mind's backing it up saying, yeah, you really don't need to do this today. Let's do it tomorrow. And my soul's saying, but what about me? I want to live the best life. I've got dreams and goals and desires. So you got the three battling it out, and most of the times your mind and your body will gang up on your soul. So what do I mean by that? Mind, body, and soul. I believe our desires, our purpose, and everything is like right inside of us, right here. Then we have the mind, we have the body. And for most people, they're not on the same page. They fight against your soul's desires all the time, no matter what it is. And our desires of the soul might be having an extremely healthy lifestyle, having a career where we make enough money that we have some financial freedom, being in a long-term relationship with somebody that you really love. All of those things take a ton of hard work. And the better you want each one of those areas to be, the more hard work and basically suffering there's going to be. So you can put the hard work in and suffer then to enjoy it, or don't put the work in and suffer in the long run. But your mind and your body, we got to get our mind and our body on the same page, or at least have our soul be in charge. When you're working out and you want to quit, who wants to quit? I want you to think about it. Is your body telling you to quit? Is your mind telling you to quit? Don't worry about it. Or is your soul saying quit? Your soul's not going to tell you to quit. It's going to be like, no, we want that goal. But your mind's going to try to talk you out of it. Your body's going to just be like, drop the weights. I don't want to do it. Stop the studying. Don't want to do it. Don't go talk to that person in a relationship. It's too. What does your soul's desire want? Write that down on a paper. If you didn't have to worry about your mind and your body, and all you could do is have your soul talk through your pen, what would it say? You may have never even thought of that before. What would your soul say? Write a letter from your soul. Have your soul write out what its desires are. Don't think about your mind. Don't think about your body. Don't think about where you're at in your life. Your soul. What's its most important thing that it wants? Freedom? I'll tell you one thing it doesn't want is material stuff. That comes from a mind. Just think of the weaknesses that you have in your life. Where do most of those weaknesses come from? From your body when it comes to drugs or sex or drinking or just being lazy and laying around and eating Doritos all day. That comes from your body. It's your body seeking out comfort from different areas. Your mind is more the one that will talk you out of everything. It's like your excuse factory. Everything, your brain, no matter what goals you start, will initially be able to tell you why it's not going to work. So if you do have a goal or result that you're after, and all of a sudden your brain starts saying, that's not going to work. You can't. That's natural. That happens to every single person. I don't care who they are. So you can give in to that or fight that and say, okay, well, you're giving me areas that I really need to focus on instead of reasons to quit. Our mind does that. Our body, because we're seeking out comfort. Our mind, because we're trying to keep ourselves safe. And then our soul just gets put on the back burner all your life. It never gets taken care of. So I want you to think about that. What is your soul's desire? One of my soul's desires is to be able to control my body and my mind. Put it in charge. That's its number one goal. Put it in charge. Because if you go off of what your soul wants, it's going to be goodness. And I believe we all have some goodness inside of us. But a lot of it's hidden through our mind and our body. Ten more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh. If you're with me, congratulations, because that is not easy to do. So, and if you are saying, oh, this guy's crazy, this is too easy, this is stupid, pick up a heavier freaking weight. Pick up a 45 or a 50 and show me 50 reps of anything we're doing. Do it. But don't worry if you can't do that stuff. I said use a water bottle. Use anything you can find. Maybe your shoes. Just something that's equal weight in both hands. And I just say, just use common sense on everything that you do. Let that rule you, because this right here is the common sense, your soul. It's your mind that does the crazy stuff, and your body that says, I'm too lazy and I don't want to do this. So while we're doing these, I want you to think, who's in charge? Your mind, your body, or your soul? When you want to give up, ask yourself what your soul would say. Probably be very disappointed in you. Ah. Ah. Like I said, who's in charge? The mind, the body, or the soul? Take that away today. Think about that throughout your day. The mind, the body, or the soul. If you have an addiction, you smoke, you drink, you porn, whatever you have, think about who's in charge there. Is it your body? Is it your mind, or is it your soul? Because your soul wants what's best for you. But once again, these are my beliefs. You can believe anything that you want to believe, as long as it doesn't impact other people. Once your actions start impacting other people, that's when we got a problem. That's when everybody's got a problem. Let's get those abs. Come on. I'm gonna twist. Ah. You with me? We're almost done. Legs, then your 100 rep choice. See, I always like to do my arms at the end for that 100. This has been a good one today. Damn. So for the legs, I split it 25 calf raises, 25 squats. Let's get into this. I'm a little late today, too much talking. Now we got 25 squats. Like I said, if you can only do sets of 10, sets of 5, whatever you got to do, take your time, just get it done. And if you have to spread this workout throughout the day, say you work at home or whatever, if you want to spread it out over a couple hours, do that. Just do it. Just get it done. You will see the results. I promise you. If anything, you're going to feel better about yourself. Build that discipline. Build that pride. Whew. All we got left, with 900 so far, all we have left is our last. They're addicted to negativity. I agree, man. I agree. Success is in you. Dude, you're a smart man. A woman, whoever you are, very smart. Very good stuff. I love those comments. And I think you're usually here every day. I appreciate that. I hope you're working out with me. Get two water jugs. Do something. Love it. And if you are, email me at Dr. Michael Baptiste at gmail.com. It's on my site. and tell me how it's going for you. Let me know. You know, I work with people all the time with goal setting and all that, a lot of life stuff. So if you want to send me your goals and you need help setting them together, dude, I help people out. That's all I want to do, is be able to help. I just want to see people. I want to surround myself with good, successful people that are hard workers like you. But whoever's typing that stuff is inspiring. I love to see people win. But you got to be careful, because a lot of the people out there in the world do not want to see you win, because they feel like your win equals a loss for them. But if you can't think that way, if you see somebody who's winning, praise them. Praise them. Find out how they're doing it. Praise them, because that will come back to you. If you see somebody that's successful and you're just cutting on them and saying, how can you ever expect, using common sense, how can you expect to be successful if you're hating on success? Well, think about it. If you say, I hate water, I hate water, I hate water, do you think somebody's going to bring you a water? The water's going to come? No. But if you're saying, man, I love water, I love this. I'm just using water as an example. I love it. Somebody comes up to you and says, would you like a bowl of water? That's what happens in life. What we ask for, what we put out there, is what comes back to us. I mean, these are simple things. But the thing is becoming self-aware. Are you aware what's coming out of your mouth and your mind on a daily basis? The last 100 here, your choice. If you want to email me, I'd love to hear your thoughts, even on the things I'm talking about. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. You know, tell me how things are going in your life. Do you agree with the things I'm saying? How about the mind, body, soul thing, connection? You feeling that? Do you understand that? You need somebody to hold you accountable? A lot of people, my coaching business is going to be starting up soon. And I think one of the things that people need the most in life, you can go to ChatGPT and find out how to do anything, put a plan together, whatever. But they're just not able to hold themselves accountable. If you're here right now, you're holding yourself accountable. But as I see the numbers at the end, there might be 300 or 400 people that actually scroll through. How many people are actually staying and doing the workout? Because the average watch time is 1 minute and 30 seconds. So they're not staying and doing this stuff. Some of you may be, but you got to be committed. You got to be accountable. You can't sit there and scroll through your phone all the time. And you don't have to watch me. You can watch, there's all kinds of people out there. Just get it done. Last one, 50 each arm. Next week, we're going to rotate these up a bit. Maybe throw some new exercises in. Last one, last 50. Let's get her done. That's it. So remember, you can feel the pain now that you inflict on yourself through this, or you can feel the pain later that comes at you from the outside sources that you cannot control. The only thing that you can control in this world, which most people don't have control of, is their mind. Connecting all three of those, mind, body, soul, will get you anything you want in life. I'll see you tomorrow morning.